Good afternoon, guys. My name is Rupesh Kumar Chaube. I am from DIA, MUKHI SIKSHAN SANSTHAN. We welcome you all on Cgpsc questionnaire and also on presentation, where we are going to show you how you can resemblance with science in Cgpsc examination. So what we are covering today is question paper number 4, General Studies, part 2, 1 and 3, Applied and Behavioral Sciences with the General Sciences. So let me talk about something special, biodiversity. As you know, biodiversity is resemblance with science, and science is what you see, you feel, and you always talk about it. Whether you are drinking water, whether you are inhaling oxygen, so all it comes into the science, and all the human beings, all the living system, and also the non-living system, prokaryotic, eukaryotic, everything what you see, what you feel is science, and it is comes under the subject of biodiversity, which is going to be in your Cgpsc memorable question answer round. So let me talk about genetic diversity, species diversity, and ecological diversity. These three pillars of biodiversity makes a complete earth, and this earth is having surrounded by the ecological systems. So when we talk about genetic diversity, you should understand what is genetics. Like if my outlook, my attire, which I am looking like a human being, I am differentiated by an animal system, and I am also differentiated by the other systems. This is my geneticism, and this genetics is actually differentiate yourself with the others. Not like me, not like the others. Don't go for the Chinese and Japanese, they look like similar. But in Indian scenarios, your father, your mother, me, your friend, your brother, your sister, we all are differentiated by this genetic system. Now what we talk about is species diversity. What is a species system? Look, we are human beings. Animal system are different from human beings. That's why it is species diversity. When we talk about ecological diversity, always you have seen the flying objects like birds, okay? So these are the ecological diversity system where the other animal system are resemble with us, but live with us and having all the different kind of things which you can see not only in the animal system but also in bacteriological system, on mycology system. These are the ecological diversity. Okay, so on upcoming slides we are going to cover up the ecological diversity because it is going to be in your keynote and key question in Cgpsc examinations. Okay, so whenever we talk about the ecology, it comes with the kingdom, phylum, and the classes. Now what are the kingdoms? We are having in this particular universe 5 classes kingdom, which actually known as plantae, fungus, bacteria, and these 2 are comes in the kingdom of protista and also the monera. These are the 5 classes kingdom. And when it comes to the phylum, you should understand what is the phylogenetic system and the phylum system. When we talk about the phylum system, we, the human beings, come in the chordata family, specifically on vertebrate. Why? Because we are having a vertebral column here. Those who are not having the vertebral column here, that is known as invertebrates. Okay, and then in the lower order, the classes. There are several classes which differentiate human beings with the others, and with the others they are insects, they are termites, they are mites, also the animal system, which already we have discussed here. Let's get this straight. Why the 5 classes kingdom, how it arrives, and who coined the term? Robert Harding Whittaker. Whittaker is the man who coined the 5 classes kingdom, just because of we are having this particular system where monera, protista are differentiated by plant, animal, fungi. Why? Because these are the prokaryotic system which is unicellular, and these are the multicellular organism like we. Next, see this globe. We are having this globe aligned here. Why? Because understand this organism. What is organism? And what is population? and how the community evolve, and then a ecosystem forms. When we talk about organism, we are an organism, animal are having their different organism system, and these all create a diversity which is known as population. Different population inside the diversified system known as community, and these communities actually resembles with the other communities, and this all the communities form the ecosystem. Thus the earth resemble. Then we talk about the essential question, why? Because in examination you have to face the examination with the questionnaire, and this questionnaire going to ask you limits, production, ecosystem. Why? Because you should know in ecosystem what are the barriers, what are the things which limits the production. Second thing, how the nutrient uptake and how the nutrient discharge comes in the ecosystem. And the most important thing, how the energy flows through the ecosystem. So these are the key points which are going to be covered by us. Okay, so let's get it straight. In ecosystem, all the organism in community plus abiotic factors. What are the abiotic factors? All those factors which is giving you stresses like heat, temperature, cold. These are the abiotic factors. Okay, now the ecosystem is having transfer of energy. What kind of energy is being transferred? You should understand this. The energy is not been produced, not even be destroyed. Why? Because this energy comes from the source known as sun. Okay, now the point, ecosystem are self-sustaining. How and why it is needed? The question which have put it here. Number one, the energy which we are capturing and how it is transferring and how the nutrient is been cycling. So these are the key questions which you have to understand. Let me give you the examples by this particular chart. Look at the sun here, okay, and when the sun gives you the energy in the form of photons, these photons comes with the ATP and this flows through this earth, and by the flowing of this the nutrient cycle arrives. How? Like, what do you eat? Okay, if you are eating a normal thing like vegetables, green vegetables, now what should I call you? I will call you a herbivore. It is going to be resemble with some of animals, but not we are animals, we are human beings, we are eating plants. So the plants is trapping light from the photon system, and those plants which we are having, we are intaking, going to give us energy, and those energy we are going to use it. Okay, some of the energy released in the environment, and then after by our excreta this is going to again to the earth, and then the bacteria and the fungus system will utilize it, and then with the help of water system it will again go to the sky. And now this is a kind of nutrient cycle which is going to present in earth. Okay, hi friend, how are you? This is my friend. He asked me question, very beautiful question. He used to tell me matter cannot be created or destroyed. Why? What is matter? Matter, it doesn't matter, it's not a matter. Matter is kind of energy, like the energy is cycling in a particular way or a particular cycle. As far as the matter which we are engulfing by the excreta, it is going on earth, and again it is recycling. Okay, so in the same way matter also cannot be created or destroyed. Now let me clear you something. When we talk about the generalized nutrient cycling, like I have pasted some good photographs here, also some pointing documentized. Look at the producer. Now if you are thinking of the producers are only the farmers, no. Producers are those primary producers which you always see in gardens. You see the grassroots levels. Okay, so these grasses are feeded by some kind of animals. Those are known as consumers. Okay, and those consumers use it for their own energy, and then by their excreta the decomposer came into the actions, and when those things decomposes, what happens? It again comes in the food chain, because those excreta works as a fertilizer for again the grassroots level, and then again it becomes the producer. Okay, so this all thing comes with the system of abiotic reservoir, okay, geological conditions, and with this some kind of decomposers are always in the earth, which is known as fungus, and this fungus which are actually grown over the plant, over the tree, is known as wood ear fungus, which are the best example that how decomposer works. I was talking about water cycle. Look at this photo, look at this picture. As you know, when the temperature risen up, the sky is having all the clouds here, then the temperature imbalance and impairment results in monsoon. Okay, when the monsoon comes, each and every single pond or lakes just fulfill with the water. Now what happened? The water cycle, the most important cycle of the world. Why? Tell me one thing, comment on it and give me a question, give me a headshot. For this particular, how much water do you consume in a day? And how much your water your body needs? So 70% of water your body is having, approximately 70% of water in the whole world. So look at the cycle, how this water are being sustainable environment, having complete different of things, and they all are fulfilled with the complete system, because the water cycle makes it fully fleshed way. Like oceans and lakes and few ponds evaporated the water, and then different kind of plant system also transpirate the water, okay, in the form of vapor. This vapor contains some kind of pressure going to the clouds and then go for the monsoon, and then again what happens? All the system in a full-fledged manner, you are having completely fulfilled water, ponds, lakes, sea. Okay, now two things, abiotic reservoir, surface and atmospheric water. Okay, like in normal environment, the percentage is also important. Recycling, where the transpiration takes place, where the plant system acts, and the evaporation and runoff. All those water by different field system run off, and they also evaporated, gets evaporated. Also some of the water get into this earth's crust, and then it became evaporated the night system. Okay, that's why the Krebs cycle, ornithine cycle takes place and comes in the action. So when we talk about transpiration, what is transpiration? Have you seen this particular plant evaporating some kind of water molecules or water droplets? No, nobody have seen. How? Because the system which acts here, look at this particular arrow signs. The adventitious roots contain some kind of entrapment things which contains H2O and the minerals, and this particular system makes the water flow through the plant system by the action of xylem and phloem. And after having all the things entrapped, the excess water being transpired to the environment, and that's known as transpiration, where this particular happens by the plant system, also in the small plant system. Okay, so this is called the transpiration. Okay. Oh, again my friend is asking me a question. Remember transpiration. So you should not do one thing, that you should remember the transpiration, because forgetting is a crime. So what kind of things break the water cycle? Do you ever imagine? No? When was the last time you have cutted a tree or a plant by anywhere else? Anywhere. like in child system, we used to pluck the flowers, pluck the tree parts. Okay, so the water cycle has been break by the deforestation. Also, the groundwater is not transported to the atmosphere. That's why this particular vital cycle breaks, and that is the important thing. Why? Because today, like 2022, the temperature has been rising in city, in states, in nation. Why? Because this water cycle has been break off. So why? Look at this forest, a good forest, good looking forest, and this particular place which is known as desertification. When desertification takes place, you should understand that the water cycle breaks, and when this kind of things break apart, the normal temperature of your city rises up to 5 degrees Celsius, which now today we are feeling in our city, in our state. And after this, you should understand what kind of repairing of this kind of damage must to take place. Well, there is a system which is known as the Green Belt movement, and it was started by a Kenyan, and just because of that she got Nobel Prize. I will not tell you the name. You will find it answer and you will comment on it. Okay. So the kind of progressive strength and repairing the damaged system which she led was, you can see by the pictures. People in different forms, different way, they planted so many trees, they also rejuvenated the trees, and this kind of work known as the repairing the damaged system. And this green belt movement started from the Kenya, and also the worldwide this kind of movement takes place. Well, deforestation, when it takes place, what kind of problem we actually face? This is going to be a keynote question for your Cgpsc examination, because runoff. Whenever monsoon takes place, a lot of water we just do not notice. It comes in a runoff places and just we lost it without any help of plants. Impossible. We can't restore it. So the loss of water is about 40% by the runoff system, because deforestation is having. Okay. And I can give you just a single chance of impact of line that MP is also having going to go the deforestation, which is having the different movement. Okay. Now 60x loss in nitrogen, 10x loss in calcium. Tell me how. 78% nitrogen we found in our earth. So 78% nitrogen, how it goes into the land? As you know, the farmers are producing different kinds of cereals, grains, pulses. How they get the nitrogen? Not every fertilizer or inorganic substances giving the nitrogen, but the 78% nitrogen which is in the environment with the help of monsoon gets into the land, and we got this nitrogen stacked in the water molecules with the earth in the form of small droplets. And these kind of things we lost just because of what? Deforestation. Okay. So these are the concentration of nitrate on mg per liter diagram, where the nitrate levels run off. If you join me on DIA, I will teach you this. You will be in perfect shape. Now, what is the input of ecosystem? As I told you, energy flows through, and nutrient cycling always takes place where the energy isn't be destroyed, isn't be created, it is coming directly from the sun. Now, how the energy flows through it? Look at this. Producers, which is plant, as I told you, the grassroots level. Primary consumers, herbivores, as I told you, you are an herbivore, I am an herbivore, and those who don't feed on this kind of plant system known as carnivore. Okay. The secondary consumer who feeds on the herbivores known as carnivores. And in this particular phenomena, a little bit of energy has been lost. This is not a loss of energy, but it actually changes the form from first to the another. Food chains. Whenever you are going to face examination in Cgpsc, different kind of question by the food chain mechanism always comes arise, and you have to be sure that how the food chain system works. Okay, on a trophic level, where the energy started from the sun, and the feeding relationship in the previous slide I show you. Okay, look at this system. Decomposers, bacteria, fungi, like on a previous slide we have shown how the herbivore and carnivore acts. Then the producer, the grassroots system, told you also. These are known as autotrophs. Whenever the question comes arise on this kind of manner, that what kind of producers known as autotrophs or kind of, they will put you in this particular system. Okay. When level 2, primary consumers, which is known as herbivore, these are known as heterotrophs. So have a difference between autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs, plant system. Heterotrophs, animal system. Okay. In level 3, secondary consumer, like rats, mice. These are carnivores. They feed on these kind of insects. And top, tertiary consumer is known as carnivore, which is known as top carnivore. Carnivore is this also, but these are level 4. Now, how the energy loss through the environment? As I told you, it's not be created, not be destroyed. So what is the loss of percentage and how the energy losses? So look at this plant leaf, a beautiful leaf, okay, and this beetle. This beetle feed on the leaf, and just because of that the energy has been lost by this leaf in the form of the beetle energy. And just because he is also a respiratory organism, he does and 33% cellular respiration, just because of that we lost this kind of energy. Okay, when talk about where is the energy lost, now look at this. If this kind of leaf on I am feeding or he is feeding, it is evenly separated in 70 to 30%, 50 to 50%. Okay, on in this form, energy loss in daily living fixed like this. Okay, ecological pyramid. These are the question in Cgpsc examination always takes place. Why? Because right from the producer to the consumer, there is a system, and the ecological pyramids is look like this. Why? Because the producers are much in numbers and the feeder, which is known as consumer, are less. And understand this, we are also consumers. We are 135 crore in population, but look at the question. 70,000 plus species are available in India. So if you count each and every plant, just think of it, how many 10,000, 20,000 or 30,000 crores of plant you will find to eat. Okay, so primary producers, then primary consumers like insects, beetles, secondary consumers, small animals like rats, mice. Apart from this, you can have some birds also. Okay, do not get in it, because birds are also a feeder for leaf or for flowers. And then tertiary consumer, not is a apex predator like WWE system. It's just a carnivore system. Okay. Okay. Have you seen this? How many joules of energy has been lost? I will not tell you. You can see this and you can understand this and question me on this particular system with a question on the YouTube channel. Let me talk about humans in food chains, where we are standing. We talk about we are herbivore, we are carnivore, but where actually we are standing? Sometime I eat food, good food, sometimes my friend eat good food, but having that he is also a carnivore guy. So what we call us? You should ask this question on site also, but I will tell you, we are known as omnivorous. So dynamics of energy through ecosystem have important implementation of human population. Why? Because we are herbivore, we are carnivore, we are omnivorous. And how much energy does it take to feed a human? Then you should understand how many chapati or roti do you eat. It's up to you. Okay. So on a trophic level, what is your ecological footprints? These are also the biggest chapter which are going to be dealt in next slide, not in this but in other presentations. Okay, humans are mostly vegetarians, but today they are vegetarian also. Okay, so many humans are meat eaters. Okay, cattle are herbivores. So look at this picture, a corn which is eaten by human also, animals also. We both are herbivore. So in food chain we are known as omnivorous, where we feed on herbivore also, known as herbivores, and carnivores also. This kind of system where humans are living, where animals are living, even other the mites, rats, insect, all the system are mixed with each other, known as food webs. Okay. In this particular food chains, if we talk how they linked, just I told you in before 2-3 slides before that how a herbivore system acts, where a grassroots level system depends upon the insects if they will not eat. Okay, the insect system depends on the carnivore system. In this particular place there are n number of species, approximately 60,000 species are available in this universe, which completely create a food web. A normal example of image we have shown here, where different kind of phytoplanktons, herbivores, fish, birds, which is known as the primary carnivore, and the different kind of fishes like whale. Okay, so this kind of system, which also in sea system, lake system, pond system, this all belongs to the food web system. Okay, that's why this food web designs usually ask in examination in the form of what? The previous slide I show you. Okay, now by this particular exercise and this presentation, we have shown you the inner and the outer circuits of environmental sciences with the general science system and your paper number 4. And this particular thing not only works, but also it will help you for the preparation of Cgpsc examinations and your upcoming different presentation. We will give you each and every sort of question and answer on our site also, and we will cover each and every topic per presentation to second presentation. Okay, so thank you guys, and if you got any questions, you can ask us on our site. You can directly call us or come to our place to have a complete discussion on it, and we are already working on it.